there is no mod that lends itself as well to an intro as the mod pack Super Symmetry did. However, today I bring to you my 700 days of HBM into shorter form videos, so that way you can watch it without being bored, because you have to watch 20-hour long streams to catch up with the series. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin this adventure, me and you.
Do auto clickers, how do they work in Minecraft? Does that actually work? Because, I mean, it's just fast. It does save me from clicking 1,000 times. Holy crap. I mean, it doesn't work any better than if I were to go and do that.
And early on, caves tend to pay out quite well, typically. Unless you find one that's full of enemies, which are gonna blow you up and shoot you with arrows, and then punch you and steal your lunch money because they caught you off guard. But still, worthwhile, even with enemies. We found our first iron here, which is a very valuable resource. And we, even into the industrial age, still are using iron ore extensively, harvested from the moon and other bodies, even though that's way away from now, and a minor spoiler. But it's just important to know that the reason we still are using iron ore and not even processing it or like doing anything fancy with it is that I tend to follow this idea that if I get 3 times as much for my carbon to make steel, it's worthwhile. So basically, I'm taking I'm taking iron and coal coke straight away into a blast furnace and getting out 3 times steel, which will be covered later on in this episode, probably. Well, I would figure it's going to be, because we are probably going to make steel within the first episode. And of course, with that, we finally emerged to the surface to build our furnace so we can smelt up our glorious, bountiful harvest, which is going to turn into our very first machines, not tools probably, because actually, I take that back. It will become 1 iron pickaxe at a minimum, because you still need redstone for your glorious machines that will become the fundamental foundation for our industrial empire. And I would like you all to take stock of the fact that this plains biome is absolutely devoid of any human tampering. Every time you see it in this early video, you will go, there is absolutely nothing out there. It's so brand new. But if you tune into the live streams, you will see the complete opposite. Everything is brown because I've destroyed everything with oil and built thousands of factories all over the land.
Oh, make a bed. It's one of the first things.
And to avoid any interruptions in our typical scheduled programming, I made a bed so we could sleep through all of the enemies that are going to shoot at me with bows and arrows and try to punch me in the face painfully. Thus, we successfully evaded extra work. Man's greatest enemy is extra work. And I've now claimed an iron pickaxe claimed? Claimed? What is it, insurance? What? Claimed? No. Invented. Yes. No iron pickaxes existed in Minecraft until I made this very first one because I am the grandmaster inventor of all tools and things like that, apparently. Or something. What even is the joke? Shut up. But, of course, we go deeper into the cave on day 2. Day 2. Ah, yes. This is the infamous TH3 Fish 5 billion days video. More days than rockets. But anyway, back to it. The goal was to get more resources from the ground because I said the more resources I have now, the more stuff I can do all at once later. Apparently. But I don't actually know if that's what happened. I don't remember. This was months ago. This was in August or something.
I don't need the iron pickaxe for like super hard to get stuff. Lol. Oh hey, he's gonna knock off his buddy if I just sneak up to here. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It's a mob spawner. He just shot himself. Holy crap. Holy crap, dude. How the heck? I've never seen that happen before. That's a 1 in trillion odds.
Shut up, you freaking nerd. It is not 1 in a trillion, it's actually 1 in 550 odds. Actually, if you want to get more specific, it's 1 in 550.4956 because I said so. And don't check my math. Trust me, bro. Absolutely trust me. You know why you can trust me? Because I'm a certified mathematician in the state of yeah, we'll figure that one out in the next one. Goodbye.
Here we have our vegan food farm. Getting some vegan food. There's vegan cookies I've tried. They're pretty good. A vegan protein cookie. It's like the weirdest thing ever, but it's pretty good. It's not bad, but they all taste the same. Doesn't matter what flavor you get.
And quite literally a communist cookie that is. Would I recommend it? I don't know. I don't recommend things that are absolutely useless to recommend and serve no purpose to this channel.
There we go, okay. Had to do that. Really? Sorry, it just sounded stupid, but I felt like doing that. Sounded dumb. Alright, 49 coal, 64, aluminum. Here we go, 16 of those. Oh. We need to get clay as well. This is a big thing at this stage of the game, is getting that clay. So then we can get started on stuff. But we also need, besides that, we're gonna want to have redstone, so. I'm not really a big fan of mountain biomes, so it's just not my type of biome. I like the plains biome because it goes back to when I was playing it with my friend on a server. So I had a base in that plains biome, which is pretty nice. Then we had a forest nearby too, so. The spinning helicopter. It's a entity mob hunter chopper.
Clay is very useful in HBM mod. It's used in catalysts, bricks, stamps, and of course other stuff too. But safe to say, without clay you can't even get steel, because clay is needed for your very first blast furnace, capable of making everything, because of course it's not like GT&H where you have to get a better blast furnace to make better stuff. No, in HBM mod, one blast furnace will last you to the end of your days. In real life, yes, you can use the same blast furnace for 60 years until HBM decides to patch it out and replace it with nothing, or a deprecated version of itself. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and make. So right, we have what's it called? Clay now. We can just wrap the clay in this to make fire clay for later. Not really something I'm gonna need right now, but will come in handy when we get to that. And then also we need, I guess, more iron. It's probably what I'm gonna start making more iron. And then also a bucket and a hoe, so I can start farming. Because that is something I always skip in a lot of playthroughs of different things, is to farm. Shift F3 and G. No, actually it's F6. F6. F7. Okay, F8, F9. Haha, it is F9. Hit it again. There we go. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, now I can see where everything is at, so I can set up my chunks and things correct with my buckets of water and start making a huge farm. Which I'm not sure I'm going to use the huge farm for, but hey. It's a new thing I do now, is making farms, apparently. Yeah, we'll use this chunk. Maybe we'll expand into this chunk eventually, but now, not for now. Just flatten into this chunk. tools and work up to HBM mod. Okay, that's I'm not gonna lie, that's really annoying. I'm gonna set up this here. Oh, fun. Oh, fun. Where did the arrows come from, though? My question is, where did the arrows come from? It's my question. Ah, that's where they came from. Came from that guy. Came from that guy right there. Alright, sneak around. Got him. Not on my walls. I knew I was gonna get knocked off of there, but I just didn't know from how. Alright. Coal is pretty useful. What we really need is redstone, and I can actually get moving towards the other stuff. Redstone, copper. That's two things. Great. 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 I love it.
And of course, probably day 3. Okay, we're gonna say it's probably day 3 because I actually lost count by this point. If you can count the number of days in this series, then, hey, good for you. You can get a pat on the back because it's not like I got anything else right now. Actually, maybe we could do a limited run of medals or some. You know what I need to do to become an ultra super capitalist? As a side note, I just need to create my own product line that I can sell. Absolutely genius business strategy. But here's the first death and the absolute pain that comes afterwards, dying super early on with no backup tools or anything. Getting absolutely slammed from all 3 directions, up, down, left, right, front, and center. Every direction right there. Holy Jesus. It's almost like that cross in the wall couldn't save us from the demons after all. But, of course, now it's time for the second fight. I think it's that the game decided to be completely stupid today. The game decided to be stupid. Stop! But hey, that's good. That works in my favor. Who dies first? Probably that guy. What the heck? Defeat number 2. Skeleton kills you. The last thing you want in your Minecraft cave shaft is a skeleton. Cheeky freaky skeleton is going to absolutely rip your face off with a single arrow. His fletching is so good that the arrow is almost a homing missile because it knows where it is by knowing where it isn't. Such a feat of technology is absolutely disastrous and leads to your second death of your playthrough, if not your 15th, because this guy is undefeated world heavyweight champion Skeletor, weighing in at 0.00 kilograms because now he's defeated. Instead of the other word, which I probably should never say, because that's probably bad for capitalist goals. After that fiasco, I think we might have continued to mine in the same caves, because, of course, it's not like a dioxin leak or other chemical disaster which is going to force us out, because this plague is absolutely defeatable by setting your game mode to peaceful mode. Something which is absolutely going to happen at some point in the future, but I don't remember when. Because, yes, playing on regular mode is just what I like to call inefficient. And of course, monsters shouldn't even exist, in my opinion, because, well, it's just unrealistic. And in the wise words of G10H, there should be no magic in... Oh, wait. That's not G10H. Who said there's no such thing as magic in GregTech? I don't remember, but safe to say, I'm still living true and faithful to the no magic in GregTech mentality while I play HBM Nuclear Tech Mod 1.7.10. Potentially the more magical tech mod of all time. Potentially, literally, I'm being dead serious. I think a lot of the older fans in my audience who've been watching for a little while, well, I think most of them have left, but those who were around for back in the day being like a year ago or two, will remember the times when we used to use chainsaws to produce all of the food, aka chop every animal in half, and then eat the whole animal and its side bits too. And if there's no animals, then just chop zombies in half. And if there's no zombies, chop creepers in half. And if there's none of those, chop spiders in half. And if there's none of those, which there's probably guaranteed to be at least one of those things, then chop other things in half, maybe other players, and turn them all into rotten flesh using a chainsaw. This method of food acquisition was what I used to use to survive every single playthrough. In fact, even playthroughs where there was not HBM mod, we were eating rotten flesh because I said farming is stupid, farming is big dumb. I won't farm. And so that's what I did. I did not farm at all, but in this clip here, you can see me constructing some kind of rudimentary farm because I think that is a great idea for some reason. Later on, we will pave the farm over with a giant parking lot, so that way we can laugh at that stupid idea, because we don't need real food. Absolutely. I don't even know a British word to put there. Boom. First step of the game completed. This one piece of technology changes the entire playthrough because it allows you to obtain the next machine, the blast furnace, which allows you to obtain steel immediately following the blast furnace. These two steps enable you to create a steel anvil, and in HBM mod, your anvil is pretty much your best friend. The higher and greater its level, the more expensive it is, and the more expensive it is, the better things you can make on it. And so when it comes to this wonderful, magnificent technology, it's pretty much the gateway into the mod. Without this one machine, we wouldn't be able to make a blast furnace or do any of the cool things. But thankfully, HBM made the burner press, and I mean, hopefully he doesn't replace it with a golden replica that's the size of one tiny log, or a bobblehead or something like that, honestly. Because HBM has a tendency of deletifying good things from existence, like the industrial generator, which I still am mad over, even in the year 2026. Please, HBM, bring back industrial generator, because what am I supposed to do with all of this shitty heating oil? It is shitty. Look at the color of the heating oil. Disgusting.
That's why I keep playing HBM mod and I don't change what I'm playing, because I'm like, oh man, I remember the time that this happened. Remember the time that happens. Remember the time that some cool stuff happens. It's a BMP? No, I need an iron anvil. Oh yeah, not to mention we have other mods on this, so it's not just HBM Space Fork, which is what it is mostly, is the Space Fork. What I will primarily focus on is Space Fork, but we also have MC Heli and some other stuff. Not MC Heli Overdrive though, because that one's not compatible, but should be. Now remember, the storage scanner is useless with RF tools in this, because in 1.7.10 it doesn't have that functionality. So we'll just make a crate center.
This storage cleanliness won't last for long, because in every single playthrough, I end up throwing every single thing in one box. However, early on you can see that we have very clean organization. Where does it go wrong? Pay attention and tell me in the comment section because I can't find. Oh, what the heck? Oh, what the heck? What am I watching now? This is absolutely crazy, dude. I was trying to comment on how the boxes are gonna be unorganized until some guy named Dasto shows up in the playthrough and decides, hey, I'm gonna organize all the boxes and then do other things which we'll disclose later.
Is it great mod? That's what's in your head. It's in your head. It's infecting my soul. Which is also the finished produce includes ender pearls. Why? Because those are valuable for crafting. At least in some stupid recipes, so keep that in mind that, oh yes, ender pearls will fall into the category of finished produce. Also stone, because I need stone to produce HBM machines. Stone will go into the box as well. We produced it from cobblestone, right? So it is technically finished produce. Clay as well. Clay is useful for crafting. Finished produce just means, oh yes, I can craft with it. And then this just means it's raw and I need to do stuff to make it to stuff I can craft with. As you can see. So that's the basic outline of how I will store the items and sort them out. We'll move these over a block because we want the base to be as cramped as physically possible. So now in the meantime, now that we've done all of this stuff, I would say it's time to set up actual good smelting systems and things, like actually get to HBM stuff. So what do we want to do first? Well, we want to upgrade the anvil to a steel anvil. So let's go ahead and grab our crafting table, move that over to here, and start working on that. Since we should have enough iron to do it, and it shouldn't be an issue to do it, let's go ahead and give this a shot. So check our iron, we have 21. Is that enough for an anvil? Yes, I believe so. I'm going to say that with confidence. Limestone will be fine. We're not making a BMP. Limestone. You're talking about what this is? This stuff is limestone. There's limestone down there as well. Hold on. Oh, for flux? Maybe? Because I know you can make limestone into flux as well. I'm not to that point yet, but I just gotta get the anvil set up. You need a shredder to do that. It is an option. It's not a bad option. I wouldn't say that any option's too bad, but do not do that. We need flux.
So what begins to happen at this point of the game is
what about the charcoal?
Everything in batches. That means all of the machines I need for one line are all produced in one single batch. Thus meaning, all I have to do,
and then we can,
is just sit there, put together pieces, and then wait for everything to be done, all at the same time, which is a really dumb way of doing it. It doesn't last long.
How did I forget?
That phase lasted for like, probably like the first 6 or 7 streams.
Oh my goodness, it's nighttime. It's nighttime. They're coming for your soul. No, they're just burning. I took away their trees. They're doomed. So we've already got pretty much all the stuff we need for machines in here. The reason I'm doing it this way makes it easier for all those new people here. Makes it really easy for me to do stuff. Because if it's already built, already laid out in a chest, I can just throw it together in 5 seconds and it'll be like, holy crap, he's done a lot of progress in 5 seconds. Ah, here we go. Resource dump. Dump all these guys in here, except for those, because I need these for the wonderful bricks we're gonna make. We're gonna need a lot of these bricks, okay? A lot of them. Gonna need to make more. Anyway, so after we make that, combination oven needs to come into existence, right? This is when things start to require. So that's going to be 6, 12, no, 6, 16. Oh, that's easy. That's easy work right there.
Okay, then everything is about to be finished. We're just waiting on steel. That's like the one thing I'm waiting on. And how much steel do I need? Probably a lot. Probably a lot more than 2 pieces or 6 pieces of steel. We might be able to do it with 6. Might be able to. It's keywords on might. Because if I look at this, the amount of steel I actually need right here. How many do I need? 16? That will make us... Oh, that will make us enough. That's good. Because guess what? Alright, everybody, guess what? Guess what's about to happen? It's time. It is time to assemble. Every single machine all at once. Alright, we're gonna start with the smokestack because I only have one. Oh, I don't have bricks? Oh, that's what I'm waiting on. Just give me the bricks already, man. Give me the bricks. Oh, I need bricks for something else as well. In hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have put it all together, because now I will have no idea what each part is, but... I won't need the bricks until I make the coke oven. It's the only thing that needs bricks other than the smokestack. Alright. Assemble. We will make the items right now. Put it together, put it together. Smoke. Then we need ash. We need 4 ash pits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we need firebox. 1, 2, 3. Then we need coke or a combination. Nope. It's crucible. And steel. We're missing 4 iron ingots. How the heck did that happen? How on earth are we missing 4 iron ingots? Boom. Alright, friends. Guess what? That's all of the machines we need to start the HBM journey. All of the machines we need. Technically. There's no technically. Those are all of the machines we need. That is, in fact, what I need to start my HBM nuclear tech playthrough. Like, completely. Because now we're cooking. We're cooking with gasoline. Making gasoline fettuccine. Okay, where's... That's why this. What the heck? What just happened? I jump into the HBM glitch right there, man. That's actually my first time. No, it's not my first time. It's okay. Well, that was a pretty awesome experience. kind of free floating. Like, it's not even touching the crucible, it's just floating there. How is that going for so long? I only did like one burst. Okay, do another burst. Wait, if you do more than like... Oh, there you go. It does kind of give you an extra bit out of them. I wonder how that works if I do crystals of something. Let's put in some meth. It might actually be giving me an extra burst of crystals. It should give me 18. Yeah. No, it didn't do that.
So all of this industrialization we just did has opened up a lot of doors. Basically, with the crucible we can produce metal plating. Cast metal plating, which is 3 ingots of metal. So anything that I say needs cast plating, just multiply it by 3 to see how much of the original ore I probably needed if I was to be using furnaces. Because, I mean, albeit later on we are running 6 times ore processing and all of that, but still, if you want to like get an idea, it is pain, because then you're expending so many resources, and here I am making that very first cast. The cast of all time that truly is just absolutely wonderful. But it gets worse because, you see, in the future we'll need to weld plates. The cast plates are made so we can make a combination oven and other machines very... Well, right now it's the combination of them, but later on we'll use it for other machines. And some machines will require the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful welded plates, which are 6 times of your ingots. So, that is very expensive. And to continue onwards in our path of technological advancement, the combination oven will open up the doors to oil, which requires energy and will force me to build the assembly machine at some point.
Should I... Let me style. Let me go ahead and style that.
So in this next clip, I'm actually styling out the base design for what will take a very long time for me to build, because, of course it does, yes. But the main thing I wanted to say was, in those previous sections, you may have seen me making coal coke and other materials. Coal coke is primarily used in the production of steel. Now, in the early game, I was using flux for steel, which is the same thing almost, except it costs charcoal and sand, which is really annoying to make and inconvenient. Has no byproducts and is very annoying, honestly. Because at this early stage of the game, you can't get flux in other ways, like you can later on, making it pretty less valuable. And flux is very good if you need hematite production as well. So it's really not something I want to be using for producing my steel, because I would like to use my flux for hematite and my coal coke for steel. They both give you all the same ratio. And so that's why I wanted to go with my personal preference of coal coke for steel. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And plus, in this early game, coal coke is super powerful, especially for making torches, because you can get 16 torches per one piece of it. And it still produces the coal tar creosote even early game, which means that, yes, you can only make a limited amount before you need a refinery, but I was able to make quite a bit before I had to make a refinery, and so that means that everything kind of just played out and works really well.
It will leave the build looking nice. I think we're almost at the point where I can actually go start building this and start collecting materials for the build. We're not doing those, but we could do this. This is the way I'd think would look the best. So if I set these in right here. Boom, 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 boom. Bang, bang, bang. Maybe. Maybe. This is the hardest block to figure out, but we don't really want to introduce too many new blocks all at once. I figure a factory block, because you can technically... This block probably fits there better and provides a lot more depth, because technically that takes away from the depth which you get with these, since they want to have that bottom overhang piece. Then we'll fix that with this. You get the depth. It doesn't look too bad. It introduces a few new blocks. We could reduce the amount of bricks by just cutting that down, or we could increase the amount of bricks by making it taller. We didn't even touch limestone. Limestone would be good for like flooring, but that's about it. Unless you can find some way to incorporate that color and texture into a build, but I doubt I'll be able to do that.
I really hate to build. And so when I am building, it's a sign that something is very wrong. Because I hate to build because you all hate to see me be building. And thus, I must be going insane, thinking that building's actually entertaining. However, I am also building a building that's not going to be finished, and is going to be a part of the shit show that exists in each video, which is what people do come to see. And by shit show, I mean something people can completely laugh at, because it's super unreasonable to have not finished a base by the 60th stream and still have holes in your roof and no floor until some random guy named Dusto shows up and puts a floor in your base. And then also decides to do other stuff, which will be mentioned later in the video. Once complete, this build will stay relatively the same for the rest of the playthrough. So what you see now is probably the final build, except for when Duster shows up. He decides to change the floor, which I'm kind of annoyed about. I'll be honest. I think that's important. However, he did finish the floor too, which is okay. It is what it is. The floor was finished. So, I can't complain because the floor is now finished. Something I wasn't gonna do, because I don't care if the floor is finished. But he might have cared because the floor has so many holes in it, at some point, that it actually sucks. However, I had something else I had to say, but I can't remember what it is, so I'm just gonna make this really goofy and awkward. I can't remember it, so I'm just gonna keep talking until I can remember it. Oh, well, I don't know. But this base is pretty cool, I think. I like this. Oh, yes. This ties into what I said at the start of the video. How empty it felt. You see, it felt empty until this. Because this section of the video where we are putting in the base is when everything became not empty and I had finally tainted it with my glorious human envision of how it should be. Absolutely beautiful. Industry everywhere. Smogstacks everywhere. And columns of smog rising to show how industrial we are. Truly the greatest place of all time. And all of that is done in 1 hour. And this is the end of episode 1 of my new series to catch everybody up with the current series. So basically, I've made a series of a series to catch you up to date with the current series and all of the stupidity that we got up to into it. Or are still getting up to into it. And this is just for your enjoying, I guess, or something. This was made from 2 streams, essentially. And so I just took 2 streams and ended up with 4 hours of video and cut them up into 1 hour. So you've watched 4 times as much video in 1 video. This saves you a lot of time and is worthwhile because you've watched to the end. You've watched to the end. How have you done this, man? How have you done this? And if you watch to the end of this, maybe you should tune into the streams, or maybe even catch the next one, or hey, even become a member, because that's good. It only costs $1, dude. $1. It is $1. It's enough that hopefully you can afford it, even if you are the poorest person in the poorest country of the world. Hopefully it's affordable. But I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. I'm done for 2 days.